His first official visit to the Ocean State, U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland hosted a meeting with local, state, and federal law enforcement. He talked about violent crime being on the decline and concerns about the upcoming election. Target 12 investigator Tim White was at that meeting and joins us now with the details. Tim?
Attorney General Merrick Garland was quick to tout recent FBI crime statistics showing a 50-year low in violent crimes, but he also talked about the upcoming elections and ensuring voter access to the polls. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland making a rare visit to the U.S. Attorney's office in Rhode Island.
That work and the work of our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners makes an enormous difference and has been protecting the people of Rhode Island.
Convening a meeting among local law enforcement, reinforcing partnerships to fight crime.
That help us identify the principal drivers of violent crime, the repeat shooters, the crews and gangs that are causing the most mayhem in our communities.
Garland also focused on elections and discussed a lawsuit the Department of Justice brought on Pawtucket, accusing the city of not doing enough to provide resources for Spanish-speaking voters.
Thanks to the work of this office and the Civil Rights Division, we announced that federal observers would be assigned to monitor the September 10th primary in Pawtucket for compliance with the Voting Rights Act.
Among the meeting's attendees,
he did more listening than talking, which is a good thing.
Cranston Police Colonel Michael Winquist and Central Falls Police Chief Anthony Roberson, who say their communities have seen the same drop in violent crimes that Garland talked about on the national scale.
The partnerships that we have here in Rhode Island, Central Falls, throughout are definitely working.
We should note reporters were only allowed in the room for the Attorney General's opening remarks and were escorted out without being able to ask any questions. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.
In his first official visit to Rhode Island, the country's top prosecutor, Attorney General Merrick Garland, met with local law enforcement from the region. Target 12 investigator Tim White was at the U.S. Attorney's office in Providence for the visit and joins us now with the details. Tim?
Reporters were only allowed to sit in on the beginning of the meeting and U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland's opening remarks and were then escorted out of the room before we could ask any questions. Inside the Rhode Island U.S. Attorney's office in Providence Wednesday morning, Attorney General Merrick Garland convened a meeting of local, state, and federal law enforcement.
To have the honor of welcoming the 86th Attorney General of the
Flanked by
United
Rhode
States,
Island U.S. Attorney
Merrick
Zachary Cunha and the special agent in charge of the Boston office of the FBI, Jody Cohen, Garland touted the most recent FBI crime stats in his opening remarks.
Show an historic drop in homicides last year and one of the lowest levels of violent crime in 50 years.
Garland highlighted several local criminal cases, including 2 men accused of planning a contract killing of federal prosecutors.
No prosecutor should ever fear violence for doing his or her job.
He did more listening than talking, which is a good thing.
Among the attendees, Cranston Police Colonel Michael Winquist and Central Falls Chief Anthony Roberson both say partnerships with federal agencies have made a difference in their communities.
Crimes involving firearms been the lowest in over 2 decades.
But we know that progress in many communities is still uneven, and of course, there is no level of violent crime that is acceptable.
Garland also took the time to talk about the DOJ's efforts to protect voting rights ahead of the November elections, including a lawsuit the federal government brought against Pawtucket, accusing the city of not providing enough support for Spanish-speaking voters. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.